Welcome to Trading Lounge and the indices. And just before we start, over here on our charting program here, this is where the analysts are here, and you can bring through their Elliott wave counts coming in through here. And not all of them are doing it just yet. We're still just getting sort of organized, but they're starting to populate at this particular point. So you'll be able to drag all their wave counts through onto your program. This gentleman here, Sinom, he will be starting with us shortly, and he's going to focus on a series of ETFs through here, because we're going to build a new portfolio in this section over here. So where we've got stock check and crypto check and so on here, we're going to put a dividend longer term strategy, income strategy portfolio in here. We'll be using some of those ETFs there, even some high earning income call option strategies, and also some inverse funds as well for hedging some of these downtimes, because in some of these downtimes here, one of the things that we're looking at here, this is the SPX here, the weekly chart, in a bit of a nutshell, is we're looking for wave 4 here. We'll look at that today. We're looking for this move up here to make wave 5 here. Now, because wave from 2 to 3 here has got the extension in it, that means wave 1 here and wave 5 could be roughly the same length. So that's pretty much going to take us to the medium level here, this medium level here, 6,500. And it's got a lot of it'll have a lot of hold to it, to the market. 65 is like seeing Bitcoin at 65,000, or any stock at $6.50 or $65 or $16.50, and all these sort of things. So we'll see wave 5 come up here, and then we're going to see some sort of sharp move down to this wave 2 over here before seeing a stronger move to the upside. Now, how far this pulls back here is anybody's guess. All we can do is follow the particular structure, but once that is done there, this is we'll be seeing a very strong bull market after this correction. Now, like I said, I don't know how far it's going to pull back. There's all sorts of Fibonacci relationships and all of those things to all of that. I get it. We can look at all those sort of ratios, but we just got to count it as it goes. But once that's basically done at that point, then we're going to be seeing, like I said, a very strong move to the upside. So just sort of looking at the bigger picture today and the other thing is too, Bitcoin will be the same as well, just by the by, and most markets will be finance, and the S&P and the NASDAQ and all the rest of it, and the DAX and all that, they'll all follow this particular pattern within reason, So that's where we're looking at the moment. And if I start to drill in here, this is the where we are on the daily chart at the moment. We're going from wave 4 to wave 5 up here, and we're looking for 5 waves to the upside at this point. So we'll just put the intermediate level here with 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. Now, I could easily drag it up further, and as I've mentioned before, and put wave 1 up here further and have 5 waves up here just for wave 1. But I want to start in a very conservative manner and then build from that point. Now, from that point, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and now we've got 1 and 2 that we've been working through, and now we've got 1 and 2 that we've been working through, and now we're in the same boat again, where we've got the next wave 1 up here and wave 2 here. Now, different markets, when I say different markets, the cash and the futures are giving me different ideas for this particular top here, because in a nutshell, the next degree smaller would be looking for wave 1 here and wave 2 to come back. So it appears that on the futures market, we've already got wave 1 in here over here for that, and I could drag wave 2 in here, and we're ready to go up at that point. So we need a bit of a strategy for that. And then with the cash market, it looks like we've got we're not at wave one yet. But like I've said before, is that in Elliott terms, or as an Elliottician, they are always looking for the strongest part in the trend, like everybody. So we've got the third here, we're at the wave two here going up into the third. And we've got this one here, and then we've got this one here. So we've got the third of the third of the third. And the reason I mention that for is because it's rarely that you see this. I mean, they're always there, but a lot of the times when you call these situations out, the third of the third of the third, they don't pan out. But sometimes they do. And if this is a case where they do, what I would like to say is that be very cautious about how far the market's going to pull back, because we're moving into the strongest point of the trend. Because even if you're not an Elliott trader, you know, you might be a Richard Wyckoff trader, and you'll know that the accumulation process across here will equal the distribution process up here, or you could see the cup and the handle, or you could see, you know, grandmother smoking a joint or whatever. But basically it's you know, everybody's sort of getting the sense now that it could be leaving this particular correction at this point, you know. So this is coming into the strongest part of the trend, and sometimes it's better to be on there with a smaller position rather than not be on there at all. So we're going to be looking at this here on the SPX and the SPI, and also the E-minis as well. So let's just dive in here a little bit further, so into the 15-minute chart here. And with the 15-minute chart here, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then we've got wave 1 and 2 over to here, and then we're looking for this 1 and 2 here. Now the question is here, as I mentioned before, there's a couple of different cases that we could put wave 1 over here and wave 2, you know, over here for this, and then we could be building up for 1 and 2. So we need to sort of accommodate that situation, but we also need to be a little bit mindful of this one here, where we can be looking up a little bit higher. So if I drop in the next smaller wave count here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and going up for wave 5 here, that's sort of where we are at the moment with this. And let's just drop into 5 minutes here and look at this a little bit closer here. So we've had this wave 4 here, and we're looking for this little wave 1 up there. I'll put that up there, and then we're looking for some sort of ABC correction. I don't think it's going to come back that far. I mean, there's going to be all this accumulation in here is going to be a really good support for all of this. And like I said, we're in the third of the third of the third. If that is indeed the case, then we're not going to be pulling back very far, so we'll be going to the upside. But let's just imagine for a moment that this wave 1 here that I've got over here is actually over here, and this wave 2 is here. So then that would bring us to the point of what to do next in this situation. So what we can do is look at it like this here. So let's just forget the spike here for a moment. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. So let's just assume for a moment that we've got wave 3, 4, and 5 up here. I don't know how far it's going to go up here, but once it goes up here, it's going to be the top of this wave 5 or this wave 1 here. So it's either going to give us a decent wave back here as wave 2, right, and then go up from that point. And if that is indeed the case, then we can use that top there, and then if we can, we could use this B wave top here as well. So we'll start with this one here, and if this is going to be the case here for this here, we'll just drop that in here for a moment. So that would be the you know, the 1 and the 2 over here, this 1 and 2 here. Now, if this wave 1 here, for example, is over here, and this wave 2 is here, then I think we've got I'll just go to my alternative count. This is where all the analysts will show up here, and if they've got 2 counts here, this is Shane here, that means that he'll have one of these as a main count and one as an alternative count there. But sometimes you'll see 3 or 4 different names here, because depending on who's working on things and so on. Let me just go here. I'm just going to go to my alternative count here, and this would leave this one with wave 1 here and the ABC here for wave 2 in this case, and in this case here we'll be looking for wave 1 to go up here and wave 2 to come back here. It will be the same instance here, the same thing. So if we use this here as the entry here, then so we're going to after these 5 waves here, we're going to get a an ABC back. It just depends on how big it's going to get. It's either going to be this wave 2 pulling back here smaller, or it's going to be a bigger one pulling back here further. It doesn't really matter, because what will happen is that we'll see this go up here, and in this case it will be a short little ABC, and then it'll go up again. So all you need to be is be quick once you've got that top in there, and then you can also drop it down to this second high here. And that would give you a classic trading levels at the 6130, which will be the top of group one of the 6100. So we're talking trading level stuff here, but yeah, so that's the alternative count with 1 and 2 already in place here. I won't go into the bigger picture and all that, but basically we just need to be quite prepared at this particular point. Now we have got on the SPI here, we have got positions in here already down here somewhere for this one. So the same thing goes here for the SPI. So in this case here, I think we can also bring in a micro count here, 1 2 3 4. Got a bit of an overlap here on that. So I just wanted to note that. But whichever way I go with this, I'd still get, there'll be one error in this here. That's without that spike here. But yeah, the same thing here. We can see this wanting to push up here. So we can just look at this here as probably a little 1 2. Third wave normally comes in around the top here anyway, 3 4 5, you know, all common sense sort of stuff. So there'll be some sort of ABC pattern here. Now I've drawn it small here because of the alternative count. So I've either got big wave 1 up there and we come back over to here. All you need to do is find that top. In fact, you don't even need to find it, it'll find you, and meaning that it'll top and then it'll drop. And when it drops, then you know that, oh, well, shite, there's a top there. That we'll draw a line there and we'll go long from that point. And then it's just a matter of improving things. So in the short term, you can bring it down to the second high. Now, if it's going to drift down lower, down into here, then I'll pick it up in the video tomorrow and we'll look at it, you know. But that's the first reference point high that we're looking for here. And you know, if you're trading non-leveraged products like the SPI here, the ETF here, then you know it's like a stock. You know, you don't have any leverage. It's okay. You can take a bit of heat on it. We've already got, you know, a little bit of money on the table for this one as well, and most of the others be the same as well. But this one here is in the, you know, in the stock check trade section. So that's that. Now just let me go back to the futures here. I just want to see if I mean I've rambled on enough, but I just wanted to see okay, I didn't look at the E-minis, did we? So this is so the E-minis here, I could put I'm putting, let's just go back a little bit, slow down Pete. So I'm just going to go to the 15-minute chart here, and because the futures are a little bit different than the other markets, so not much, but so we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 over here, and then we've got this up here. It's very clean as wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I won't go into all the details and bore you to death, but a typical sort of 5th wave, and we had, you know, the holiday for Chumpy, and then we've got this correction here. So realistically, this wave 1 up here and wave 2 that I've got here, this wave 2 in a circle here, it could actually be over here, but it does count better like this, as 5 waves down here for the A wave, and then a little A, 3 waves for the B, but I could get 5 out of that, I guess. And then we've got that 5 waves up here. So this could also be wave 1 up here with wave 2 here, but I find this hard to calculate as wave 2. I have pulled it apart, you know, on the 5-minute chart and 1-minute chart and all that sort of stuff. And I get a very clean 5 waves down here. Even the 4th here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So then 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 all the way down for the 3rd, 4th, 5th. So yeah, so in this case here, this is with wave 2 already in play here. So for the futures traders, what we're looking at here now is really it's really just some sort of move up here and then the ABC pattern and then up again at that point. So that's what I'm kind of thinking, you know. So you need to be, you know, you need to be looking long, find that top, come down to the second top. So that's that. That's all of the I'm just going to put this back on to 15 minutes, and I want to go over to, so just to recap this, the futures market has got a very clear sort of pathway to having wave 1 here, and then the A, the B and the C for wave 2. I could put, if I've made a mistake, this wave 2 could go over there, but I've made it more complicated because I'm not trying to dodge a bullet. I'm just looking at what's what here and summing it all up. But it's quite possible that wave 2 could go over here, and we would know that a little bit later on. But that's that. So look, in a nutshell, we just need to buy sort of new highs, but allow this new high to come in here first and complete that. Alrighty, so we're going to go and have a look at the NASI. Okay, so it's all the same. So this is the the cash market, the index here. So I won't go to the bigger picture because I've burnt up enough time. But we've got wave 1 here, wave 2 over to here, and then we've got this wave 2 here. We've got 1 and 2 there going up into the third wave, and then what we're looking for now is this one over here with the next 1 and 2 here. So it is building it. I've been talking and chewing your ear off about this for a long time, and it's just all sort of unfolding quite nicely in Elliott terms. And yeah, look, if you're not, if you're trading the triple Q or something, we will be looking at that in a moment. You just really need to be on, that's all, with small positions, And I know traders just like to have sort of one position, or if you get a bit fancy, you can have 3, which is better than 1, because it gives you more options to do different things in terms of taking a little bit of part profit and all those sort of things. But, I'll put a position in, and when I can get it to break even on a technical basis as well in terms of the wave structure, then I'll be adding another one. So I could easily have, a lot of positions in the market. But that's just me. So, yeah, we got wave 2 here, we got wave 2 here, and we're looking for wave 2 here. And then there'll also be another little wave 2 between 2 and 3 here, and we can push this up over here further. That's a good thing about this program here. It will guide you into what's even if you're using the Elliott wave algo here, doing it, counting for you, or you're using the AI over here for this, whatever, it'll tell you what counts you've got for these. It'll help you if you're whatever you're working through here. It'll help you guide you through everything. So once again here we've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there. It's not quite finished for this top here. We're waiting for the top and the drop. The top and the drop, that's all you need to know. And then we put that green line across the top here, and then you can go long from that point. Now, obviously, when you put something at the top there, it's a little bit like, let's just say we're working with this top just here, right? So we don't know it's a top, but it's dropped. So we could go long above that top, right? That's the thing. And then we just wait for the second high, which is here, and then the next high here. And then we've got an impulse wave here. We could go on this one here. In this case, it's done a little bit of a spiky, gnarly little thing here, but it's got you in at that point. So it's basically what we're going to be doing over here. We wait for the top. We could get a big ABC pattern like this and come down here further. Or this wave 1 that we got here will be sitting over here, and this wave 2 here will be sitting over here, the same as the other markets, because the futures could play out a little bit better like that. But we want that top there. And this will be the same for, I'll just go to the triple Q first, because that's going to be the same as the cash market here. So in this case, it looks like we're already there. Let me just go into the 5-minute chart here, and I just want to pull that apart a bit further. Yeah, the triple Q's really dropped off here, so it looks like we've got that top in play here, so we can go long above that top. The structure up here counts sort of okay. I'm just going to take that 5-minute to a 1 minute here. I just want to have a look at a few things. So that's all okay. That's okay. This wave 4 here, this is the warning here. Wave 4 cannot trace wave 1 here, so it's telling us that we got this here. But see, on the other markets, this was a spike here, So I'm not too worried about that and at this degree of structure. And this top here is lower than this one in some of the markets as well. So there's a few little adjustments, but the fact that this came down here quite low here, because even if I put wave 4 over here, for example, on this one, I'm still going to be overlapping on this one, so it doesn't really matter. One of them is wrong. But yeah, I think as a triple Q here and you don't have any leverage, I think this is the place to go here. Now what could happen here is that this could be down for 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. It looks pretty big here, because really, if you're looking for a wave 2, you want a 5, 3, 5 structure here. So this could be to here, then the B wave here, and then 5 waves here for this. That's the worst case scenario at this point. Okay, so but yeah, we get a small position here, just get it small and carry some heat, we'll be right. So Thursday could be a little bit bearish, and we got Friday, we've got some flash service and manufacturing figures coming out for not only the US but also the UK and the Eurozone as well. Okay, so that's that. I'll just take this back to 15 minutes here, and we'll just have a look at the futures market here. So the futures market here, like the other market here, I think we can pretty much call this in as wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C here. So it's quite sort of fitting at this point. So let me just go in here. Might be able to get some more data on that. No, that's just checking. Because this is not live streaming data into this program. With charting programs, the charting program either fetches the data or the server through the API will push the data. So this is because I'm a poor man, I need to watch my costs. So look, I think we could just pretty much go long above this one here. I mean, of course, it could drop down here further, and that's fine. If that's the case, then we'll come down here further and find an entry. But, you know, in everything said and done, we just need to be buying new highs, you know, and that's what we're doing it with this point. Okay, so that's enough waffling there. We need to go to the next market, which is the DAX. So this is the DAX on the daily chart here, and yeah, I mean, it would make sense, this strong third wave here, to bring this wave 3 down here somewhere as a top, and then have wave 4. And that's been pointed out to me by one of our members, and that would be technically correct. But because the DAX is tracking with the S&P 500 to a point, then we need to fit this count in with the S&P 500 as well. There's also a case to put this wave 4 here, this 3 and 4, back over to this one here, and look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 to the upside. I get that. But at the moment, just for the sake of it all, I'm just tying this move in here into the into the move with the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 has got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then we've been looking up here for 1 and 2. Okay, so I'll bring that down to the next degree here. So in this case, we're looking for 1 and 2, and in this case, we got that sharp move down. So that really locks in that particular top there, whichever way you want to look at this, right? Whichever count that you got, it doesn't matter. Where it's being sold off. We're in a correction, which is a down movement, which is an opportunity, of course. So let's just take this and go into this market, into the 15-minute chart here. So like I said, we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2, the same as the S&P. This market's really, you know, is sort of run with the wolves in a way. So it's got wave 1 here, and we're looking for wave 2. And we had a position in here. We talked about taking full profit or part profit a little bit earlier here. I got that wrong. Sorry about that, but whatever, just playing it safe. If you're going to stay in the game, then the stop is still out of the way here because we've got to survive this correction. So we've pretty much done all the right things at the right time, but as my wife said, there's always room for improvement. So we need to look at this here now as some sort of ABC correction. This box here is the 50-60% retracement level. This move down here, I just want to have a little bit of a look inside that a bit closer, if that's cool. So this is all impulsive to this point. 1, 2, 3. I just don't think we're finished here for the A wave. I think we've still got more down here for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Yeah, we could have 2 more lows here. I mean, I could put wave A here and wave B here. That's also doable. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, I'll just I don't need this in my face at the moment, so I'll just bring that over there. So we still need to come down a bit further, and we could come down quite a bit further, really. And I don't know how wave B is going to react as well, but we need something that's going to break out of this trend channel here. So I think, you know, we don't need to do anything here at this point. We just need to chill and let it unfold a little bit. Let's see a little bit more. I don't normally make a decision on things until the first leg has come down here, because normally I look for it to be either 5 waves or 3 waves, and it's just not finished to the downside just yet. So we'll just leave it be. I'll just put this back up here. So there's nothing to do here. So this market and the FTSE and the Australian market, we're coming into Thursday. I think we could start looking for trades late Thursday afternoon in US time. And definitely Friday on the opening, we'll be looking for long trades within the market. That will be the bullish weekly cycle. So that will be that. I'm just going to take this back to 15-minute chart here. So let's just allow that to play out a little bit further. And if I need to make any adjustments, we'll make them. You know, there will be adjustments. But we're getting what we wanted, and we're a third of the way through it. So let's just allow that to play out, and let's have a look at the FTSE. Okay, the English market. So yesterday and so on, we looked at it in a couple of different ways, but one of the ways was this particular way here, looking for the move up as a B wave, as a top there. So it's played out quite nicely, and now we've got this dodgy first move down here as 1 and 2, and the third wave moving down here. So there's just going to be a little bit more to this at some point. I don't know if this is going to be wave 4 and wave 5 down here, and then we can go. Now if we get the first little 5 waves up here somewhere, and then we get the ABC pattern, then we can bring that this down here, down to this point here. But we need this to finish off here, and we need that first impulse wave there, and we need that because then we can manage our initial exposure here, because if we get 5 waves here, at least we know we'll get another 5 waves over here. Now, that could just fail at that point, but at least we've got that move, we're triggered in, we've got the stop from here, the stop to here, and then we can move the stop up further if need be and halve our risk. So the first position just needs to be, a lesser position, a smaller position. But in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at, and I think we could be in that position, coming late in the next session for this. So that kind of reminds me, that the ABC pattern that I put in for the DAX, that could be the case here. The DAX and the FTSE in the Australian market kind of, they move together a little bit. The DAX we could have the A, the B, and going down for the C wave here for the DAX, So just going back to the DAX for a moment, this could be the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave coming down here and finishing down here. But still need to see 5 waves up, and I want to see where the S&P is and the NASDAQ and all of those. But as a family, they'll all be tradable pretty much at the same time. Okay, so we're going to go over to the Aussie market. We'll look at the cash and the futures here. So just looking at this sort of finish off here as well. So I think the trade here will be Friday. The little move up here seems to be corrective, a little bit sort of high, and this wave 4 may end up over here and get a bit more complicated. This could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave over here, that sort of thing. I don't know, and we'll just have to see how it sort of plays out a bit. But from the top here, we've got the A, the B, and the C wave to come down through to here. So that's the cash market, of course, and we don't trade the cash. You could do with the CFD, I guess. But the futures market here, which will also be more in line with CFDs and that most people use. So we're looking down here as the A, the B, and the 1 and the 2. And I think this is 1, 2, 3, A, B, C for 4 and 5. I think I even sort of labeled that there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. You might have a different count. So we're looking for the 4th here, and it seems to be pretty clear that this is, you know, a little A, B, and C here for the A wave and the B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C wave, and we come down. You know, let's allow it to land, and then we want to see our little, you know, our little 5 waves to the upside here, so we can, you know, do our bidding over here and go long on the B wave here. Something we need, that first impulse wave. You know what I mean? That's just yeah, it just gives you something to work with, because otherwise if you're buying lows and you get some move up and it could be corrective and you just don't know, your exposure is too big, you know, unless it pops up a little, unless it sort of pops up a little bit here and you put the stop under here. But trading against the trend is going to catch up with you in life, you know what I mean? Everything does. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Let's just observe this to land, and if the S&P and all that push up, well, then this is going to drag all of this up as well, which would be great. Alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.